This is the roughest trail I've ever been on. And
The video you're about to see is one that I actually filmed prior to having my bike accident, the crash. And it just reinforces the whole issue of learning the terrain of your paths, checking it out ahead of time the best you can. So, if nothing else, you'll be able to look at the Forks of the Credit bike trail. Yes, it is an actual bike trail, and judge for yourself whether you would ever want to go on it or not. It is challenging. I did have fun, no accidents. I did meet another cyclist who said he also agreed it was challenging, and there's certain parts of the bike trail that you really can't do because the hill is too steep, either to go down or go back up. So take a look and enjoy the ride. This trail is about an hour north of Toronto. It's in an area called Caledon, and it's called Forks of the Credit Provincial Park. Provincial Park? I think so. So we loaded up my bike in the back of the vehicle. We just lifted in and lifted out when we need it. And I decided to scout out the trail first.
so this is kind of like what the terrain is like. These big rocks sticking out.
The terrain is somewhat rocky, somewhat smooth path, sometimes through meadow area, so you're going over grassy spots. But basically, it's fairly easy to navigate on a bike.
All right, let's try this. It's hard to keep the front wheel in the ruts. And under the leaves are additional ruts that you cannot see. So I'm just sort of braking it down this hill. Not braking me, putting the brakes on. Oh, and I have to lean to the right because there's quite a slope on this path. Wow, is there ever a slope? I think I'll stop. Or stop the video. Hold on. All right. Oh! Well, that would be me applying the brakes too hard. Unnecessarily. Just that I tipped. When you tip, you stop. Okay. I would love to go through here because it's gorgeous to ride. Bugs in my eye. But you really need two hands with this terrain, so this is going to be a very short video. And maybe I should just stop and take pictures now and again, which I will do. Fall colors. Sumac trees. The leaves are almost off them. You know, to look at it, it looks fairly flat, but it is not. It is very, very bumpy. But having said that, this bike goes up hills wonderfully. Like, there's hardly any effort put into it. Two hands. I'm holding my camera, and my fingers turned it on. Oh well, here I am. This is an actual bike trail. There's a walking trail and a bike trail. So this is kind of like what the terrain is like. These big rocks sticking out. But I had to stop for this. Little purple daisies. They're so pretty. And of course I gotta go way down the path. But that's okay. I just take it slow. This is the roughest trail I've ever been on. And I met up with a guy who's on his electric bike two-wheel. And it's fairly rough. And there's certain areas that he's not going to go because the hills are too steep. So he recommended certain ways for me to go, which I followed. I'm on my way back. But I wouldn't recommend this for a three-wheel, a knee trike. Some of it's not too bad. I'm going to show you a part that's pretty level and easy to navigate, but some of the ruts are really deep, and they're all probably not too bad for a two-bike to go through with its tires. But and this is, I mean, you can navigate them, but you got to really be careful. No speed. So this is not a deep rut area. It's pretty solidly packed in. I'm still not going to go fast because I'm driving with one hand right now. Probably not a good idea, but I just wanted to give you an idea of what it's like. When we arrived at the gate, we had to phone and make a reservation to come into the park. I didn't know you had to do that, but that was relatively quick. And it gave us a code, and then the gate lifted and we went in. We got a park pass. Seniors get a park pass from the library. So we got that, and we got to go in for free. It's pretty cool. I'm glad they have that. And I'm really glad because I would not have wanted to pay for this. Pay for torture. Okay. Take a little picture when I get down here, and I think I'll stop and use two hands again. Put on my brakes. There we go. You can see the trees starting to turn color. I think the colors are a bit late this year. And there's a street by our house that's absolutely beautiful for color, and I'll have to do that. Take a ride down there so I don't have to come half an hour away to a provincial park to get some color, to see the fall. But I wanted to explore this provincial park and the trails, and now that I've done it, that's it. Now that I've done it, I can say I've done it. I'm not coming back. Fairly smooth spot, but look what happened to me. I lost my purse. At least I heard it fall. Just listen to this. The sounds of nature. There's an apple tree. Okay, Snelly's probably wondering, am I hurt? Actually, way up over there is where I'm going, but I have to go around to get there. I don't know if you can see this, but see what I mean in terms of ruts? That's a fairly deep rut, and it's not necessarily a straight line. And then it goes into a big divot and curve. I don't know if my foot there would give you an idea. So I'm going to walk this because the last time I came up it, man, did it ever grab the wheels. There she is, baby blue. Yep, we're walking, baby. Is it possible to see how much it's leaning? How can I show that it's leaning? Yeah, leaning in the rut. Imagine if my body weight was on that. It could be a goner for sure. So both Stan and I were going to do the paths at the Forks of the Credit Provincial Park. And it was such a rough terrain, I said to him, you're not going to go on that. And he already deduced that. He already realized, yep, not doing it. So we came to this path so that he could have a try. He finally got his helmet, so he's able to go on this path. I've done it a few times. The whole thing is paved, so I think he'll like it. He needs to get out there and do it more like me. That's one reason why he bought his helmet, so that he can enjoy it like me. So I'm walking and he is riding. He likes to use the throttle. He uses up more battery power then, but maybe he's stopping to give me a ride. Now it's my turn to go on my favorite path. And I find that the best time to get out on the paths is the weekdays, which, as a senior being retired and being able to determine how I want to spend most of my days, not all of them, weekdays are the best days to get out and do stuff. There's nobody on the path today, at least not here anyhow. Oh, wait a minute, I'm on the path. This is my favorite path. And no doubt I'll be coming around to this one quite a bit. I can get to it through a roundabout way, through other paths that connect up from my house. So it's great. So this was my turn to have a good ride, and I'm pedaling because I want the exercise. And I'm going to come to the end here, turn around, go back to where the car is parked, where Stanley is. Hopefully he made it there. And we'll call it a day. Have dinner. So when you go slow, you get time to notice the dogberries in the trees and the white bark silhouetted against the sky. And you get to see a couple of hawks sitting up in the tree. Look at that. Just sitting up there biding their time, probably not actively looking for rodents, but they'd find them here. The other day when I went by the path, there was 4 bunnies that fell out in front of my walkway. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take a look at this guy coming up. Do you see his eye? Nature is wonderful.